This is video 7 for paper 3 of the higher mock. Now for this question we're going to use trigonometry, and I know we're going to use at least one of the more complex trigonometry formula because this question's quite late on in the paper. It's not just going to be SOHCAHTOA, although I might use that within the question. The aim of this question is to find the length of this side. Now because this question's worth 5 marks and is quite late on in the paper, it is going to involve a couple of steps. It's not going to be straight to the length of that side. My tactic for this question is that I'm going to use this small triangle on the left hand side first to try and find out the length of this side, because knowing that side then and this angle, I can use normal SOHCAHTOA to find the length of this side. So in order to get enough information for this triangle, first thing I need to do is work out the size of that angle there. We're using the property of angles on a straight line. I know that this angle here is 126. And this angle up at the top, using just angles in a triangle property, I know that this one up here is 26. What I now have for this triangle here is the length of a side and all the angles inside. So I want to find out the length of this here. In order to do that, what I'm going to use is the sine rule. So what I'm going to do is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, with the aim to find this side here. So I'm going to do this by linking together corresponding angles and opposite sides. So these two link together because we've got an angle and the opposite side. And then the side that I actually have is opposite to this angle up here. So these two are also linked together. So let's substitute these values into this formula. So what I get is if I call A and little a, A and big A, the bits of information that I know, I'm going to get that 25 over sine 26 from this pair of information is equal to B, that's going to be the side that I don't know when I'm wanting to find, over sine 28. If I make B the subject now, I would need to times both sides by sin 28. So if I do that, I'm going to get 25 sin 28 over sin 26. If I type all that into my calculator, it gives me 26.7736. A few more numbers after that, but this should do for my calculations. Now that I know the length of this side, I can use just basic trig to work out the length of this side. Because I've done quite a bit of drawing here, what sometimes is useful to just quickly sketch up what we've got. The angle down here is 54, we were given that at the start. And this side here is 26.7736. This is the side that I now want. So to do this, I'm just going to use some basic trig. So I've got, if this is the angle, I've got the hypotenuse, I'm looking for the opposite side, so I'm going to be using sine for this one, and we get that sin 54 is equal to the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, so 26.7736. And then finally, to find the opposite side, I'm just going to times these two together. So the opposite side is going to be sin 54 multiplied by 26.7736. And if I just put that into the calculator, it comes out as 21.66. So that is the height on this side that we were looking for the start of the question.